Alrighty, I hope everyone's doing well. Okay, so we are going to be doing a flash fiction because it's Flash Fiction Friday. So we've got some ideas that are already in of what we should do for the flash fiction. We're doing fantasy again. So we're doing a fantasy flash fiction where we're going to take this hour to go and make a story together. So what I need your help to give me ideas and thoughts and just throw in anything that you're like, hey, let's try and make this happen. And we'll see what we can do. I just have to do some funky things over on different stuff because technology is interesting. Do, do, do. There you are. Cool. Okay. Just getting TikTok all sorted out because it's its own thing. Boom. Okay. This is always interesting. Okay, well, we're not doing that. All right. So, all right. So we've got some ideas for main characters. Eric says, I can't add the pic, but what about a squirrel warrior for an MC? I know exactly the picture you're talking about. It's the one where it's got the little squirrel with like the helmet on it and like the staff, or like the one where it's like it's in its like knight uniform and everything. Yeah, that's super fun. All right, I gotta just. We are not doing TikTok because that is just its own thing going on there. All right. Comes out from a coffee named Protect Your Hazelnut. Fair. Yeah. Okay. So yeah. We got other ideas. We've got fairy frog races. That'd be kind of fun. Yeah, we do a little bit of running. I had an idea for some one over on Patreon. Justin says isekai from modern Earth to urban fantasy Earth. So like kind of like you're going through parallel realities. Isekai from modern to fantasy Earth. Okay. Yeah, I think that's a really fun idea. I think we could definitely play with that a little bit. Okay. So then characters. Do they ride horses wrong way up? That just makes me think of someone riding a horse and like the horse's head is behind them, but the horse is still like going in the normal direction. They're like, I love to see the world go by kind of situation. Yeah, following someone else is a really shitty situation. Yep. That's what happens when you got a little horse situation. All right. All right. So now we need a character. So we've got Isekai from modern to fantasy Earth. They got a fighting squirrel as a pet. It's probably gonna be a fae because what small cute animal which is actually super violent is not fae. Short horse, tall rider. Oh, it would look like Thailand. So if you go to Thailand, you just see everyone with the bandages and everything because they've all fallen off the dang mopeds there. Okay. All right. So far we got two parts. Who do we want to be our main character for this? All right, some send-ins, but does anyone in comment? boom. Very cool. Male fairy. Okay, so main characters can be male fairy. Right. So we got Fae. We're going very Fae on this. Okay. Hmm. Ooh. Okay. So I've got two to pitch to you. One. Ooh. One is Halden. Oh yeah. Bounty hunter. Yeah. Human bounty hunter. Now he's been transported to this new world, and he's had to adapt. He got cursed by a creature and turned. No, he got reborn as a Fae. Cool. Okay. That's okay. So we got Halden, and we've got Father Ulrich. That's just a cool name, ain't it? Oh. Someone. Retired military chaplain. Someone was using his church for dark rituals. He saved those in the church, but the ritual claimed him and sent him to this urban fantasy world. So with Holden, would he have a cigar in his mouth? I think he definitely would. Like, he's got this Fey body, right? So that allows him to kind of like he's got extended lifetime, right? He's got a lot more health. He's got regenerative abilities and magic abilities. So he can take up his old smoking habits once more. He has the face of a bounty hunter, but the rest of him is feminine because fairy. I think that could be interesting because maybe he was a big dude back on Earth, and now he's like, maybe it's like, why are Fae skinny, right, and effeminate? Is it because they're masters of disguise, and so they're more like anthro because they can hide however they want to be, right? That is interesting. If they are anthro, then maybe he can like change that. Okay. Because I feel like Holden would be the kind of person who's like, yeah, I may have become feminine, but I don't want to be this skinny, svelte guy. I want to bulk up a little bit more again. These two things don't really go together. Well, it could be a kind of joke of like everyone's like, oh, it's the weak Fae, or they're terrified of Fae because Fae are little tricksters and really powerful. Well, with Father Ulrich, we have his hood picked up. Maybe like Ulrich was burned in the ritual, and so he's on this other side, but now he's hunting down the people that made the ritual. Or like, so there's two sides, right? There's modern Earth and there's the urban fantasy world, right? In the urban fantasy world, someone was like kind of sending information over to the modern world and trying to get them to do sacrifices or some such or complete this ritual to gain power. What if we were to go, okay, like he's on the hunt for them? Maybe he's got a fire element because he's like, you know, had this blood magic and fire go through him. And maybe he just like he needs constant heat to stay empowered, right? So like him smoking is him actually like empowering himself because he's like got fire magic, so he always has something burnable. That's kind of cool. The big bad guy is a scrawny weasel trying to gain power through deceptive means. All right. Well, I guess we should figure out what the scene is. All right. What is the scenario that our heroes find themselves in? Have they just been isekai'd? And like we're seeing everything through their eyes right here. The stealth build with the glow of a cigar and the terror of it. That just makes me think of A-Team. I don't know why. It's just like I love when a plan comes together and it's like blatantly obvious where they are, but just the guys like defending a base or whatever, just so absolutely blind from it. Okay, so scene. Where are we going for this? Are we thinking like they just got isekai'd? Are we thinking that they've been here for a minute? Like, is this a day in the life of? I would think him running into the ritual scene right before he gets sent over, so you can get a glimpse, and then I'll answers. I kind of like that starting scene. Yeah. All right. Well, and it's got to. Well, we got it. Male fairy. So Ulrich is going to be a fairy, but he's just a horribly disfigured one. Okay. Okay, we're going with Father Ulrich. Chaplain in the house. Okay. I want to do this. Is his goal to return home? I think that his goal is going to be. It could be to return home, but these rituals are happening, right? And so he wants to cut them off at the source, and then he can create peace. And then, like, he doesn't know if he can go home, but if he can at least stop these rituals, that will be like a goal well earned, you know? Where are we gonna base this? Oh, it's fun to do a city, but yeah, okay. I think I've got some stuff. All right, let's figure this. Okay, just get some Raten juice. Just basement of a church, AA meeting. I feel targeted, Maria. All right, so what do we got? Stretched as he walked along the country road. Raising his hand and greeting. Arch stretched as he walked along the country road, raising his hand in greeting as he passed the Sutherlands, passing it. Ooh, we're not doing 2 passes. Ooh, heading the other way. Back from trivia night already? Keith Sunderland asked. Early night for me. Thought I'd let everyone else in the pub have a chance. So see you tomorrow. Sunday for service. Sunday then. Sunday then. Art raised his hand. And goodbye, giving them both a smile. He continued up the lane. Up the road to where passing his church. His footsteps slowed. He looked at the gates and up to the church itself. The building was worn and old, with stone encrusted with... Oh, what is that stuff? You know, like stone when it gets like that growth that's on it? Stone in UK. Yeah, let's go with, yeah, it's moss. Okay, I was wondering if it was moss, but it's like, it's not squishy. Lichen. Yeah. The stone stained with centuries old lichen and moss prints. That's what we'll go with. And there was light outside. All right. Brought his hand to his hip, his pocket, reaching inside and finding his keys. Seeing as I'm the only person with keys, Someone's up to no good. He opened the gate and using it behind him. There's probably some local lads bored and with nothing better to do in a country town. He dealt with his share of hotheads and the army. Crouched under his feet as he went around the church to its front, finding a blacked out transit van with the rear doors open. All right. Urban fantasy. A little bit of darkness. Okay, we're gonna be. We'll play with this. We're not going super dark. Don't worry. We're not doing crazy stuff or anything like that. Things will turn out. The rear door's open. Followed by the sound of feet moving around the transit van before a slap. And this and steadier footsteps out. Ulrich had backed up to the corner of the building. Church, using the shadows as cover. Just making down some notes. I don't want to give it all to you. You gotta get that payoff. Men emerged from the van, dragging a woman with him who was her mouth and hands fear as the man easily dragged her, much stronger than his slight frame would suggest. Ulrich reached into his pocket to pull out his phone. Pulling out his phone. No service. I went back to the house some 200 meters away on the other side of the cemetery. That's the last of them. The man who dragged me to church said, "Good. Our contractor will be pleased." Going to be gods. A third yelled. Keep him down, twice down. Got not looking at the folks down here. Ulrich moved along the wall of the church. Careful to keep his feet flat to the ground so that the gravel. In the UK, it's interesting. Like churches and a lot of places, what they have is like this. It's like it's not like it's like rougher gravel, so it like you always step on it, makes a lot of noise. So that's the kind of like gravel we're working with. It's like smoother kind of rocks, but it's still gravel. I don't know what kind of rock it's made from, but yeah, just as like shh, 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 whenever you walk through it. So you got to be really careful if you don't want to make sound. So you got to like step flat to like make as little sound as possible. Make noise. Reach the front. Reach the open door. Looking and peered within. Snow makes, yeah. If you step on snow, it is like that compression is like the, yeah. I also like, it's interesting because you like, if you're creeping around, you actually think that you make way more noise than you do. Like I run like army exercises where it's like, I think that I'm making so much noise and then like have somehow like got close and I'm like, oh, they totally know that I'm here. And then do my recce and then leave. And then afterwards, like did a debriefing and they're like, how many of you were out there? Or like 25. And they're like, I didn't hear anything. I'm scared. And when you're like, oh, so that was all in my head. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, it is interesting like what will catch your attention and what won't. Yeah, and peered within to see the pews had been moved back and a dead sheep lay in the middle of upon the altar with its blood used to create a circle around it. Four women had been dragged to the cardinal points of the ritual. Ulrich turned his foot and gravel shifting underneath. Boss. 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 Ulrich shook his head at the incessant yelling. The door to his office swung open. Without bashing against filing cabinets enough force to make the glass shudder. Ulrich sat back in his chair, daylight starting to stream in. A glass on his desk and the smell of fully burnt cigar hanging in the air as a leftover from the night before. A squirrel, oversized, one jumped, climbed upon his desk as Ulrich opened his drawer to retrieve another cigar. You're looking for lamb's blood and any artifact Ooh, okay. So we need an artifact. Like, how is this ritual being conducted? I'm thinking that we've got like like maybe an artifact from Earth that's allowing them to link back to it. So is it like maybe it just doesn't have magic? You know, like it's so it has like no mana to it. That'd be, I guess that could work. Though they were using a church for their ritual. Was the church because it's like connected to the supernatural? Ooh, a mask. I'm thinking like a mask of deceiving, like a mask, like something that they're using to like trick uh like kind of like a, I think it's gonna have an enchantment of some kind. You know what? Yeah. The mask of all seeing. We're going with the all seeing. Yeah. There's always nearly always a mask. The first thought I had was actually like, you know, the Renaissance masks. There's some kind of name for the party. Masquerade balls. Yeah, masquerade balls where they have like the little like that one with like the big nose that goes off that. Wow. That'd be cool. You're looking for the mask of all seeing, right? Hop up, scroll, wearing a breastplate. Yeah. Oh. Kind of reminds me of the Gray Fox's mask from Skyrim. Oh no, is it? It's Oblivion. Is the Gray Fox's mask in Oblivion? Sorry, in Skyrim too. Not sure. Anyway, so you're looking for the. Ooh. Yeah, I got. Knight's breastplate. That's the one. I said, conjuring a flame from his finger and setting the cigar alight. Well, you said that it was able to see into this other world, one with technology. Technology. Ulrich corrected. Well, what's his name? What's our name of our little squirrel dude here? Cliff. That we can do. Technology corrected. Cliff was a well-meaning soul. If not an energetic young were squirrel. Don't know what a were squirrel is, but we're working with it. That's it. That got me thinking about the new gadgets and things that don't use mana or little of it that the iron No, I think like he got turned into a squirrel. Or like maybe he's a squirrel and he turns into something else. All I know is that Cliff wants to be a knight and he's a squirrel. And so he's wearing a little breastplate situation. What's going on? I'm gonna see if I can find that. Yep. Okay, I'm gonna see if I can. There we go. That's our intrepid fella. Maybe he was a knight first and then he got cursed and now he's a squirrel. Because he's a squirrel, he's got thrown out from his people. Oh, he's a paladin. Yeah, he's a paladin. That makes sense, right? He's with a priest. And like maybe the religious faction is just like, we're not going to have a fey priest and a squirrel paladin running around. It's like bad for the image. Mm-hmm. Oh, I gotta think. Okay, we need a name for a company. This company makes non-magical goods or like magical goods that don't require much mana. I was thinking the iron triangle, but that just sounds like someone just rattling, just doing a triangle continuously, which is hilarious. There was a video about that. Let's see if I can find that. Is okay. There really is something for everyone. Ooh. Let's see. Okay, let's see if we can make something out of this. So we got Flesh and Blood, we got Mundane Municipals, Mortal Machines. There's a lot of M going on here. I can see. Um, let's go with mundane machines. You know, like it's pretty simple, but it works. Yeah, let's do that. You're gonna love it. Producing all things non-magic for the last 5 years. Every few months or so, they come up with some new idea. Thing. Oh, I love how the YouTube link broke in YouTube. What the heck? All right, right. So it was a new thing. He drew out a second cigar. Held it up. No, a drony. Okay. Um, to that is and is a deep sniff of cigar tray for information. It was best to use short filter when complex really prefer, especially now. Maps, no ads, love to trick others, but within their groups. And, Hard to say. I'm gonna have to work on that one. That doesn't sound. I want to make that hit a little bit more, because it's like everyone else, the Fae are like, oh, like, we can pull an easy over on them, right? But within the Fae, it's like outside is amateur hour, inside is when like the pros, like the Fae amongst one another, they're like so like figuring out stuff. Yeah. Question for Smoke. Of warning. So, there creatures will have the name on Earth. So, on Okay, that's pretty cool. All right, so last question for this. What do you want? Like, you need to go a bit more into kind of script. world that he finds himself in, like we'll see him come out of the office, or do you want to see him interrupt that uh, ritual that was happening in his church? Let me know. All right, I hope you're all having a good Friday. Hope you've had a good week. You're gonna have a great weekend. Yeah, we restarted conference last week, and it has been doing so well. We're watching that. That's been freaking awesome. Um, yeah, like, yeah, thank you for your support. We had heard about the editing issues from Yard. There should be an update out right now. A whole bunch of changes. Thank you everyone that sent in like your reports of like, hey, this is what we were finding issues with. That really does help because I take all of that information and I go, okay, okay, let's go fix this. Because I want to make the best work that I can, and thank you for the feedback to let me do so. Um, yeah, we're doing a series, with with what ifs. So we're gonna be taking like a whole bunch of books and be like, hey, what if instead of like this would happen, but what if something else would happen? We'll check that over on TikTok and other places. So it's like just kind of like taking a bunch of books that you know and being like, hey, what if this happened instead? Just keep your where you go. So yeah, my microphone is skipping. So that is a pain in the butt. See if I can fix that. Yeah, it shouldn't be skipping. But anyway. All right. Well, thank you everyone for coming to Flash Fiction Friday. I hope you have a great night. I will catch you all later and let me know how you want me to finish off this series. Well, not series, Flash Fiction. All right. Well, catch you in a bit. Good weekend.